Okay, I'm good on my end, and I'll email you the sign-in sheet.
Thank you very much. All right, let's get going. Good afternoon. My name is Tim Voss, and I'm the chair of the Historic Conservation Board. I'd like to take a minute to remind everyone about the rules of this proceeding. This proceeding is at all times governed by the rules of procedure, a copy of which is available online. All those planning to testify today, which does not include those solely making arguments, such as attorneys, will be asked to take an oath administered by the board's attorney when they testify. This is a quasi-judicial hearing, and as such, the board reserves the right to deliberate in private. The Ohio rules of evidence do not apply to this hearing. However, professional rules of conduct do apply, and the candor of the tribunal is required. The board members are citizen volunteers and are not paid for their service. They are treated as public officials under Ohio law, and any attempt to influence them, including but not limited to bribery, intimidation, retaliation, which may include contacting their employer in an attempt to exert influence, is punishable as a crime. All should be aware that this meeting is being tape recorded. Therefore, please speak clearly in your microphone and state your name and address for the record. In the event of any technical difficulties with this video conferencing technology, I may continue or postpone this hearing at my discretion. All participants providing testimony must have both camera and audio features turned on in order to participate. With that, we will get started. Item number 1 is on the consent docket. It is 1833 Sycamore. We will not have a report from the urban conservator unless a board member wishes to move it from the consent docket to the discussion docket. Would any board member like to make that move? Absent that, I will entertain a motion on 1833 Sycamore Street.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve the certificate of appropriateness as laid out by staff.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Ms. Smith-Dobbins,
Yes.
Ms. McKenzie,
Aye.
Mr. Zelasco.
Hey, guys, actually, that's a zoning approval. It's not a certificate of, am I on the wrong one here?
It is, there would,
Yeah, just to get technical here.
you're absolutely right. I'll amend that motion. And thank you very much to approve the zoning relief.
Second.
I have a motion and a second on the zoning. All right, Ms. Smith-Dobbins,
Yes.
Ms. McKenzie,
Aye.
Mr. Zelasco,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Weiss,
Yes.
Mr. Sunderman.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. All right, that brings us to item number 2, 1713 Lang Street. Mr. Owen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is an application for a certificate of appropriateness at 1713 Lang Street in the Over the Rhine Historic District. The applicant is proposing to add an inset roof deck on the front roof slope of the existing building. And I will share my screen. Okay. So you can see on the image, the existing building is located in between 2 existing buildings with 0 lot lines on either side. It's an existing 3-story painted building. So the applicant is proposing to remove that front roof slope to add a inset roof deck. The entry to the roof deck will be created with a new sliding glass door entry in the existing building that is situated so that there is no requirement for a rooftop penthouse for access, and the existing roof will not need to be raised either. So this is all within the existing framework of the building. So being an interior building in the middle of a block, there are going to be no views to the roof deck from the surrounding streets. The applicant is also proposing replacement windows and doors throughout the building. The specific windows have not been chosen yet, so that would be subject to staff review when the building permits are submitted. So because the roof deck is not visible from the surrounding streets and it is inset within the existing building. Staff feels that this is an appropriate treatment for the building. So with that, staff recommends the Historic Conservation Board take the following actions based on plans by Von U Tetralt dated 11/4/22. Approve a certificate of appropriateness for 1713 Lang Street, including any revisions submitted for permit subject to staff review and approval, with the conditions that 1, the specific replacement windows shall be reviewed and approved by the urban conservator prior to the issuance of building permits. And 2, the building permits must be issued within 2 years of the decision date or the COA shall expire.
Thank you, Mr. Owen. I'm having a technology problem and not getting over to my sign-in sheet. Can either David or Cassandra help me out?
The applicant owner is Jordan Noble, and then the architect, Andrew and Frederica, are both here.
Okay. Hold on just a second. There, it just came up. Okay. All right. Mr. Noble, would you like to add anything that the urban conservator has not told us?
Nope, not at this time. I think he covered everything that we're looking for.
All right. How about Andrew Tedderalt or Frederica on your Tedderalt? Would you like to have anything?
Yeah, I think Mr. Owen has covered everything. We have gone ahead and selected a window and a door system off of the approved list from the urban conservator. So we'll go ahead and get Doug that information.
David, do we need to get that sworn in or are we good?
I don't believe so.
Okay. All right, that's everybody I have signed up. Questions or comments from the board for the applicant or staff? In which case, I will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair,
I'd
I'll,
like to make a motion to approve the certificate of appropriateness as laid out by staff.
and second,
I have a motion and a second. Ms. Smith Dobbins,
Yes.
Ms. McKenzie,
Aye.
Mr. Zelasco,
aye.
Mr. Weiss,
Yes.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Sunderman.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. Item number 2 is approved. Item number 3, 560 Milton Street. Mr. Owen, what can you tell us?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is an application for a certificate of appropriateness for 560 Milton Street in the Prospect Hill Historic District. The applicant is proposing an alteration to the building that consists of a rooftop dormer addition. And let's see on your screen here, the existing conditions. There's an existing roof deck, inset roof deck on the rear porch to add the roof dormer at the edge. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, Doug, you cut out for just a minute there, but we can hear you.
Okay, gotcha. So anyway, the dorm addition is proposed for the center of the building on the rear roof slope of the front portion, as well as the shed roof portion at the rear of the building. So the dormer will extend to be just short of the existing wall plane. And the applicant is also proposing, in order to make more of this 4th floor attic space usable space, they are proposing to alter the hip roof portion on the east corner of the building to make that a gabled roof just on that corner. So the proposed dormer add in a flat metal paneling that will differentiate it from the original historic. All right, sorry, can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay, my Zoom keeps cutting in and out, so I apologize, not sure what the issue is. Okay, so the gable end portion of the new roof line will be clad in fiber cement paneling that will also differentiate it from the original. And generally speaking, staff is supportive of the proposed work. The dormer will not be visible from the front of the building when viewed from Milton Street. It will be visible from Highland Avenue when looking towards the side of the building, as that dormer does extend basically from the existing ridge line nearly straight out to the edge of the building. So it will have visibility from Highland, but not from the front street on Milton. So staff does generally feel this is appropriate based on the Prospect Hill historic guidelines, because it will not be visible from Milton Street. While it will have visibility from Highland, this building is on the edge of the district, and it is mainly visible when you're standing across the street on Highland Avenue from outside the district viewed back in towards the district. So because that visibility is not strong within the district boundaries, staff generally feels that this is an appropriate treatment to the building. It is compatible but not imitative of the historic building. And while it is fairly substantial being on that rear portion of the roof and set back from the existing building facade, it will maintain the original ridge line of the roof, and it will be differentiated from the historic fabric while still being compatible. So with that being said, staff does recommend the Historic Conservation Board take the following actions based on the plans by Von U Tetrault dated 10/4/22. Approve a certificate of appropriateness for 560 Milton Street, including any revisions subject to staff review, with the condition that the building permit shall expire within 2 years of the decision date or unless building permits are issued.
Thank you. All right. We have Michael Prevey is the applicant. Would you like to tell us anything that Mr. Owen has not?
No, I think he covered it pretty well. Thank you.
All right. And then Andrew Tetrault and Frederica Von U Tetrault. Is there anything you'd like to add?
No, thank you.
All right. Questions or comments from the board for staff or the applicant?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, actually, I do
Okay.
have a question. I'm going to try not to embarrass myself here. I'm struggling to understand how the dormers, what they look like. I'm looking at the roof plan, sheet 300, fourth floor plan, and then the elevations, and it's a sloped roof. So is the dormer a shed or is it a gable?
It's a shed roof dormer.
It's a shed roof. So do you have the sheet 3.0? Are those there's dotted, looks like dotted windows or something out at the edge of the roof? I don't know what those are. Is that supposed to be the dormer?
No, so I believe the dormer is represented by the thicker gray line. So these windows are the existing frieze windows that are in the building that will remain.
So so are we missing an opening in the kitchen? Should there be another?
I believe there's the two frieze windows here. This other window is at the base of the outdoor patio. So that is back here. So I believe that drawing is accurate with the 3 frieze windows.
Okay, so the dormers, if I'm looking at your sheet, and I apologize if I'm misreading this. if I look at sheet 5O, the east elevation, Highland Avenue elevation, would there be like a little piece of roof on top of that? I guess, where is the window in relationship to the walls? I mean, to me, it almost looks like a window that's just laid flush with the slope of the roof. I don't see a third dimension to it or where it falls in a room. What am I missing?
So the windows that are shown on that sheet 3, there's the freeze windows here. Yeah, and there may be.
So would it help if you look at your detail 2 on 5O? And it points to a clear, what's it called? Double hung window. That's actually the edge of the dormer. That's not really a window, that's opaque. Again, if I,
Oh, this window here on the rear elevation.
yeah, just to the left of the chimney.
Right.
Rear elevation number 2, yeah.
Yeah, I believe that is a new window on the end of the dormer. Perhaps the architect.
That's correct, Doug. You're doing great.
So let me let me go ahead and swear in the architects here, Andrew and Frederica. If you could each raise your right hand, I need you to answer out loud. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Maybe you can explain our window issue.
Yeah, so as Doug was just saying, there is a window here, which is the one that you were seeing in the elevation just past that chimney. So that would be located here right by the sink. Oh, can you even see my cursor? Sorry, no. Someone's pointing at it, so.
Okay.
Right here. And then you were asking, I believe there are these freeze windows down here, which would remain, but
So those
there
are-
would be or 2 additional windows in the wall of the dormer.
Those are under the eave. Is that right?
Yes, I believe so. The wall of the dormer is held off of the facade of the building, so it steps back. And which is why you see very small right here, but this is a little bit of existing roof right there. And then those 2 windows are the ones that end up sitting. So these 2 windows are the ones that are flush with the dormer wall here, if that makes sense. And then this portion here is the dormer. It's an L-shaped dormer, basically, is what we're working with. So the
Okay.
parts behind. Does that make sense? Does that
So
clarify
that,
a little bit?
so it's actually what you've actually raised the entire roof, so it's not shedding there. Is that?
Correct.
Okay, got it. Now it makes sense. Thank you. Yeah, it's
Okay.
an older. I'm good.
Other questions or comments from the board? Absent that, I will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve the certificate of appropriateness as laid out by staff.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Ms. Smith Dobbins,
Yes.
Ms. McKinsey,
No.
Mr. Zelasco,
Aye.
Mr. Weiss,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Sunderman.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. We have a split decision, but 560 Milton is approved. All right. The last thing I have on my agenda is we need a motion to approve the November certificate of appropriateness on the staff level. Do I have such a motion?
So moved.
I'll second that.
Second.
All right. We have a motion and a second to approve November's COA approvals. Mr. Zelasco,
Aye.
Mr. Weiss,
Aye.
Ms. Dobbins,
Aye.
Ms. McKenzie,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Sunderman,
Aye.
the chair votes aye. Do we have any other business?
No, sir.
All right,
There, I would like to make one quick statement slash announcement. I think you all probably recall that Tim and Tom would like to pass the baton on the chair and vice chair duties. So as we approach the new year, I'd encourage everyone else on the board to take some time and think about whether they would like to take that on, or perhaps nominate someone else to take that on. I'm sure that Tim and Tom would be happy to talk with anyone, or to extol the virtues and the additional responsibilities of the chair and vice chair. Myself and Cassandra, of course, are always available too if you'd like to find out any more about what those duties include.
yes, I would note that my gray hair has not been brought on by being chairman of the historic board. You know, week to week, it depends on what's going on. There are times when I've had fairly extensive communications with David as to how things are going to be handled. But as a general rule, I probably put in an extra hour and a half over the 2-week period to do what is necessary. So it's not an unwieldy burden. I just, it's time for other people to have the opportunity to do this. And so I think it's appropriate for us to step out. So if anybody wants to talk to me, feel free to reach out. You can email or call me. I'll tell you everything I know. And after those 30 seconds, we'll talk about something else.
Ditto on my part.
All right. If we have nothing else, the plan is that I will bring the January 9th meeting into session. And our first order of business will be to select the chair and vice chair for the year. So I'll turn over the gavel at that point.
That's good.
Do we have anything else?
Nope.
All right. Then I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Happy holidays, everybody. Merry
Happy
Christmas.
holidays.
Guys.
Happy holidays, everybody.
And to you.
See ya.
Take care.
Happy New Year.